Okay guys, it's 8:42 in the morning. I'm number 12 on the sign up sheet for the very first estate sale for the day. I have 7 on my list. So this one needs to be quick. I have a 10 a.m. chiropractor appointment, and then I'm driving an hour away to an estate sale that has some major gems. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. I'm going to take you guys along to every sale I stop at today. I don't know. I was going to ask somebody too. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it might be a little something off. So I looked these up right away. I have never seen one of these before. This is like an automatic soap dispenser by Bath & Body Works, and these are the refills. So I'll throw up some comps. It is half off day, so I picked up 7 of the refills and that little automatic dispenser, and I only pay about $23 for them. And then I blindly grabbed some of these Bath & Body Works items, and of course I grabbed the wrong ones. So see the 2 back there with the palm trees, there's like a bath gel and a lotion. I should have grabbed those 2, and then the 2 that I'm touching right there, the black raspberry, I should have grabbed those. And I mentioned it in the intro, but I'm kind of pressed for time because I have a chiropractor appointment. And of course, they let 11 people into the house, and I was number 12 on the list. So I also had to wait a couple minutes to actually get into the house. So, and the basement was full of stuff. And then I think there was 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 living rooms, the kitchen, and the garage. So there was a lot to look at, and I did not have a lot of time. And I forgot my IKEA bag inside the car, so I have to carry around this box now, which is really annoying, and it makes it kind of hard to shop. Both of these items had a really low sell-through rate, so I didn't pick them up. They both only had 1 sold comp and over 30 listed. I take one more stroll around the basement to see if there was anything that I missed. I had noticed somebody picked up this vintage Phoenix Suns hat earlier, and I didn't see where the hats were, so I wanted to find them and go through them to see if there were any more vintage items available, but I didn't see anything that was worth picking up. When I come across this Winchester hat, I notice it's new with tags, so I go ahead and put my box down so I can take a better look. But once I check it out, it has like a crack along the bill, so I did not pick this up. And I just looked them up, and I'm glad I chose not to buy this hat. They have a really low sell-through rate. There's over 1,000 Winchester hats listed, and less than 200 have sold. Once I finished looking through the basement, I head upstairs and I looked through a bedroom, but I did not see anything in there. And now I'm heading to the living room, and I noticed this carousel. So I Google image it, and it comes up as Mr. Christmas, but I could not find an exact comp for this, and it's missing pieces off the top, so I just did not pick it up. They had a lot of really great Christmas items at this sale, but it's just getting a little harder to look them up quickly because Christmas was longer than 90 days ago. So I did see this currently listed and a few others that were priced similarly, so I went ahead and jumped on Terapeak, and these do sell for between $50 and $70 during Christmas, so I went ahead and picked this up, and I am going to list it now, but if I have to hold on to it until Christmas time, it's not really a big deal since it was only $5. This carousel was another one that I couldn't find comps on. This is what it's currently listed for, but after looking on Terapeak, during Christmas, these sell between $40 and $80. Now, this one didn't have a price, so as I'm carrying both these items around really awkwardly, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to pick this up or not. And I wish I would have got a better shot of that carousel right there on this table, but I didn't. That was one that I didn't even have time to look up a comp for just because I had to go at this point. Now, I do do run over here and I check out these electronics. I noticed somebody had a ton of electronics on the hold table, but I didn't see anything else that was here that was worth picking up. And I just didn't have time to test anything as well. I definitely needed like another 30 minutes to an hour to look around at this sale. After this, I go ahead and check out, and I spent $30.50 total for everything at this sale since it was half off day. And I get in the car, go to my appointment, and then I head about an hour away to Sebowing for the next sale. Now, on estatesales.net, I had seen a few pictures of some perfume that I had my heart set on picking up. They sell for close to $200, and then there was a lotion that also sells for around the same price. Now, these two items right here, I can't remember if these are Bolos or not, but it is a different Windex outdoor product, not these, so I don't end up picking these up. I should also add it's like 32 degrees outside and it's around 25 with the wind chill, so it is freezing inside of this garage, and I honestly do not want to look around too much in here just because of how cold my hands are. I was not dressed properly for this day. It was so cold and my ankles are exposed. I definitely learned my lesson to check the weather before I go to estate sales for the day. This is my first trip around the kitchen, and I just wanted to point these out to you guys. These blend jets, they had them priced at $20 a piece, but you have to be very careful with these. Some of these are recalled, and I wasn't too sure off the top of my head which ones had been recalled, so I didn't even look these up. But definitely, if you're going to sell these on eBay, make sure yours are not recalled so that you don't end up with a listing violation. The prices at this estate sale were very, very high on certain items like this. This used to be an alcohol container back in the day. They have it priced at $80. Now, I hold estate sales, and I had one of these at my last estate sale that I priced for $30. They sell for about $60 on eBay. And if I see a bag of pencils and pens, I always pick it up, and I'm looking for anything that looks like it's older, anything that's made in Japan, or anything that has a different design to it. You'd be surprised what some pens and pencils will sell for. And Cutco also makes scissors, so I'm always checking scissors to see if they're Cutco branded. So they wanted $25 for this flatware set, and I've actually sold this set in the past, but I noticed that there were more spoons than anything. There were no knives, and there were about 2 pieces of serving utensils. So for me, $25 was just way too high for this. And I definitely wasn't driving all the way back out here for half off day the next day. So these are my favorite items to sell. I did look a lot of this stuff up, and none of it was worth anything. And the few bottles of hair products that were worth money over here were almost empty. So I didn't end up picking up anything from this bathroom. And I guess I should add that the perfumes that I drove all the way out here for were gone, and so was the lotion. So I kind of knew that it was a risk, but it was a risk I was willing to take. I was going to leave, and then I remembered I did not check out this area of the kitchen, and I had picked up one of these forks, and I could tell it was a really quality piece of flatware. I flipped it over, it said Oneida, so I used replacements.com to look it up to see what the pattern name was, plug that into eBay, and this is Oneida Act 2. So I'm currently listing these right now, and I've decided to list them as sets of 4. So I'll probably make about $400 off of this, and they were only priced at $20. I also pick up this bottle opener, and I'm thinking I can get around $20 for that. That sale was supposed to be my big time money maker, and I wanted to be disappointed for a hot second because they didn't have the perfume and the lotion that I went for. The perfume sells for just around $200, and then the lotion about the same price. But here's the thing. I didn't know how much was left in the lotion. The perfume was probably about 90% full. In the pictures, the perfume was 40. I don't know how much the lotion was. So honestly, I ended up doing better picking up the flatware. So it wasn't a complete waste. That sale is 30 minutes away from my next sale. Okay guys, this sale is super small, and I do end up picking up this shoe polish. I actually do really well with these. These are vintage, and this one is new sealed. I'll probably sell it for around $20 to $30. I do look this up. For some reason, I think it sells and it doesn't, so I leave that behind. I kind of nerd out now when I see picture frames because I have studied picture frames on eBay. I know what brands I'm looking for, and I don't find any at this sale. But I am ready for garage sale season when it comes to picture frames. I highly recommend getting on eBay, looking through solds, and getting familiar with brands and items, so that way when you're out thrifting or garage sailing or at estate sales, you don't have to look up as many items. As soon as I walk into this room, I spot this Ralph Lauren Safari. Now, these are not full. I'll list these on Mercari. These are the 1989 formula, so I'll probably get for both of these around $35, and I only paid $3. Now, the only reason I know the date on these is because on the bottom there is a sticker, and usually that's where you can find a little bit more information on these types of items. This one has what year it was made, where it was made, and then how many ounces it is. So these 3 items is all that I pick up at the sale. I spent $3.50, and then I drive out to the next sale, which was basically a total bust. I only spend 50 cents here. Now, Space Maker by Black & Decker are some great items to keep an eye out for, but definitely not when they are this dirty. So this Miracle Grow No Clog ends up being the only item that I end up picking to flip, and I pay 50 cents for this, but I do walk around the house and I just don't find anything else. And I believe this is the last day of this sale. So this is stop 4 for the day, and I apologize, my hair is all in the frame for this. But I do pick up some items from this bucket right here. So the first thing I pick up is this Bath & Body Works lotion. This is new. And then I also pick up this St. Ives conditioner. This is also new. Now, I do look this item up, and that lotion ends up only being like a $12 item. And then that soft soap, the same thing. I end up putting that back. That one wasn't worth anything as well. So these 2 items I know for sure I'm picking up, so I go ahead and put those into my bag. But those 3 items right there, I look up and I don't end up picking up any of them. And I've sold one of these before for around $15, so I do pick this up. All the cleaning stuff was only priced at $1. I just had to give you guys an update. While I was editing this video, some of the flatware from the last sale sold for $100 plus shipping, and they sold within 24 hours. Now, I do end up purchasing this item on a whim just because it does have some UV protectant, and usually UV protectant furniture polish does pretty good, but this one, unfortunately, is probably only going to sell for about $12 for me. So this is probably one of the neatest sales that I've been to in a long time. You can tell that whoever lived here was a collector of quite a few different things. So for the most part in this room, it had a ton of presidential memorabilia. There were hundreds of pins, there were hats, signs from all different candidates, from all different years. There was also a voting booth in here. I did pick up this pen. I sell quite a few vintage pens and pen refills every single year. So this was something that I definitely picked up. And then I always check any of these like calligraphy pens, the inkwells, and then the little holders for the inkwells. Some of these can sell for hundreds of dollars. but unfortunately this one was not anything special. Now, in the next room, I did pick up this $2 bag of pen parts, and the only reason I picked it up is because I have sold some pens that were this same name brand for a decent amount of money, and so I figured for $2, it's worth the gamble, and it's worth the lesson. Hopefully, I'll learn something from this if I can't resell them. These colored pencils were marked Walnut Hollow Oiled Colored Pencils. So I looked these up and I'm thinking I can get around $20 for these 4 pencils. And of course they didn't have a price, so when I asked to add these to my ticket, the lady just told me that they were free for me just to throw them in my bag. I let her know I was going to resell them and she said that was perfectly fine for me just to put them in my bag. I was really surprised when I started looking at all of these small electronics. For the most part, they were all marked relatively cheap. Now, some of these were marked cheap because they were really dirty and really worn and broken. So I did end up picking up this camera. I looked it up, and for parts, I could still make money on this. So I'll throw up comps what I can get for this as parts, and then what I can get for this if it is in working condition. I do need to charge that battery and test it out and see what's going on with it. I also ended up picking up this camera, and again, this is another one that I know I'll make money on it if it doesn't work, but I'll definitely make more money if it does work, so I do need to test that one out. And then these Kodak cameras, I left both of these behind. There's this one here and then the one sitting on the box back there, I left those behind. And then this Canon is really dirty, and I'm going to assume that this one doesn't work just because of the type of condition it's in. Now, this is the other Kodak camera. I leave that one behind as well. So this house had a 3-car garage, and then this small shed, and then another shed in the back of the property. I've bought vintage enamel cookware like this in the past, and it took way too long to sell, so from now on, I do not pick up items like this. So I definitely learned something new today, and that is these cowboy tin pans. At first, I'm just paying attention to the cast iron stuff and just kind of blow off these like thin tin pans, but those are actually the ones that I end up picking up, and I should make a really good amount of money on them. USA. Okay guys, so cold handle Acme is a big deal. So these Acme cold handle cowboy pans, there are 13 listed and 17 sold, so I definitely picked this up. I am gonna have to clean it up though. These all look different. Say Bauer. So these don't say Bauer, they say Banner. These are Banner cold handle cowboy tin pans. And right now I'm digging through these, hoping to find some more of the Acme cold handle pans, thinking that those are the only ones that are worth money. And I end up leaving all of these pans behind, walking out of the shed, and then thinking to myself, why didn't I look up Banner cold handle pans? So I went ahead and looked them up, and of course they are selling for some decent money. So I go back and pick all of them up. So this is everything that I ended up picking up. This little Sony portable radio, I forgot to show you guys, but I also picked this up for $2. And then I end up leaving this sale and heading to my last sale for the day. When I walked into this sale, I could tell that the prices were going to be very high just based off the first few items that I looked at. So I knew if I was going to find anything at this sale, it would have to be some discontinued beauty products, discontinued cleaning products, that type of thing. Items that most people would not think were worth money. So that's what I really focused on looking at this sale. I only had about 45 minutes to look around before closing time. So the first thing I did was go through this little bin of cleaning products. And at first I pick up this Tide pen thinking that it might be worth something, but it's actually the Tide bleach pens that are worth money, not these Tide to-go pens. So I end up putting all of this stuff back. So now I'm in the basement of this sale, and I spot one of these ranch shakers, and oddly enough, I probably sell about 4 of these a year, and this one is new. This is the first brand new one I've ever found, so I definitely picked that up. Now mine is new but not sealed, so I have it priced at $48 plus shipping. And then I spot this vintage Lux soap up here, and this is by Lever, which makes Lever 2000. This is from the 1980s. I currently have this listed for $35 plus shipping. I looked on Terapeak, and there was one sold on there for $39.99, but this is not the exact same as mine. That's why I priced mine just a little bit cheaper. Mine does have some discoloration on it. The first time I walked down this hallway, the bathroom door must have been shut because I did not think that there was a bathroom here with beauty products. So thankfully there was. This really saved this sale for me. So my bottle is a little bit fuller than this comp, so that's why I'm gonna ask $60 for mine. And then these are all the items that I end up purchasing. So first off is this Skin So Soft. I'll put mine on Mercari and ask around $20 for it, just because I can't sell open beauty products on eBay. Now this item right here is brand new. I'm gonna ask $50 or best offer for mine, and I will be listing that one on eBay since it is brand new. And then this Finesse, there are no sold, unfortunately, so I'm gonna price mine at $25 or best. And then these 2 metal combs are actually for a dog, I believe. And I'm going to ask $30 or best offer for those. And those were both only $1. I paid $2 for this lotion, and I'm going to ask $30 or best offer on that. So very off topic, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I now have a schedule for my YouTube videos. I will have a video out every single Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. I paid $1 for this Sunsilk, and I'm going to ask $35 plus shipping for mine. I usually don't offer free shipping on my items. For this item, I'm going to ask $40 or best offer. I paid $1 for that. And I also paid $1 for this. I already showed you guys the $50 comp on that one. And then this Zap, I have 2 bottles of these. I'm going to ask $25 or best offer for both of those. And I paid $2 for the one in the box and $1 for the one that was not in the box. Now I have about 10 more minutes to spare, so I'm going to run down to the basement and look again, and I'm glad I did because I ended up finding this little kit for $5, and it looks like I can sell it for somewhere around $40 or best offer. I end up spending a total of $32 at this sale. Okay, so that wraps up my day. That was my 5th stop. This was actually my 6th stop for the day. It's 5 o'clock, so no other sales are open. So I didn't make it to 2 of them, which means I will probably have another video coming out in a few days or next week with the rest of the sales that I did not make it to, because I will be going to those sales tomorrow for sure. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everybody's support on all of my videos, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a couple days on my next video.